Well, it's an explosion in Kerala. It's the Gold Terror Fund expose. Terror funding case disclosure reaching right up to the top of the government in Kerala. And we bring you a special investigation report into the sensational gold smuggling racket that has shocked the nation. Tonight, scandal has touched the Chief Minister's office. Before I elaborate further on the scandal, let me bring you up to speed to how the smuggling racket was busted. On July 4th, earlier this month, the Customs Department seized a bag that came via the diplomatic channel to discover gold worth 13 crore hidden in the consignment that initially seemed to be hardware material meant for home decor. The officials soon uncovering a mega racket being operated by 4 years and apprehended co-accused Sarit Nair, and during the seizure, soon officials identified Swapna Suresh, a contractual government employee who had been chosen by the Principal Secretary in the Chief Minister's office and a former UAE Consul General Secretary as the kingpin of the entire scandal. As the scandal unraveled, the probe agencies figured out that co-accused Sarit Nair operated the racket on the ground. The officials estimate the racket to be worth somewhere to the tune of 2,500 crores. That's the amount of gold they feel that could have been smuggled into the state. Within hours, the involvement of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan's secretary came into the picture, the accused naming Shiva Shankar as the CM's secretary. Within days, this probe was then taken over by the NIA, which is looking at a possible terror funding racket. That is how big this is. And today, here on Times Now, we have the complete call detail records. And these call detail records actually show us how not just the Chief Minister's office, where his principal secretary was getting calls from this lady on the screen, Swapna Suresh, now under arrest, but also phone calls going on to a minister in the Kerala government. And this minister is no ordinary minister. He has a history. He has come from Simi, joined the Muslim League, and then found his way into the Communist Party of India, Marxist. Sensational revelations have shown that under the lens are these call detail records. It is KT Jaleel, who's the minister, who has been called at least 16 times by Swapna Suresh. 13 calls are incoming calls, 2 calls are outgoing calls, and 1 SMS also which is going on. And apart from the principal secretary, it is really KT Jaleel who needs to answer a few questions. And 1 call lasts 26 minutes. What could they have been possibly talking about? Not just KT Jaleel, the minister, but also 16 conversations by the principal secretary of the chief minister. And 7 of these calls were outgoing calls. What's going on? And Mr. Shiv Shankar has been questioned and he has been summoned by the NIA, and all of these investigations now peaking in Kerala. So the legitimate question, did the left government aid gold smuggling racket in Kerala? That's the question and the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Vivek Srivastava, Sanjay Hegde, Shehzad, Poonawalla and GVL Narasimha Rao on the debate. Vivek Srivastava, I want to ask you straight, fair and square. This is the left government. आप बहुत दुहाई देते हैं ऑनेस्टी की और करप्शन फ्री गवर्नमेंट की, नो स्कैम्स. What's going on? Chief Minister's office principal secretary hires a woman, is talking to her. She's the kingpin of a gold smuggling racket, and also one minister now who is in touch with this woman. I want to ask you, should questions not be asked that were they aiding a gold smuggling racket which could have terror ramifications?
Look, questions must be asked. It's a democracy, and any government, whether it is the state government or the central government, we are answerable to the people. That's the first part. So it is good to ask the questions, and that is what an honest media is all about. However, over here, I'm not going to call it, a vindictive politics. If somebody is guilty, he or she is going to be punished. Let the investigation be properly complete. Making phone calls, having photographs on the stage with somebody, it doesn't make you guilty in today's politics. That is the first part. So let the analysis be complete. I assure you, the Chief Minister and the left government is totally honest and clean. The guilty will be punished. The left politicians do not come on the basis of this money politics of elections. We come back by slogging for the laborers and the farmers of this country. So we are not like the BJP and the other parties try to understand the difference.
Narasimha Rao.
If a serious charge has been leveled, it is definitely going to be acted upon.
I can see the panic in the CPM camp. I think these investigations and these allegations eventually will certainly go to the doorstep of the Chief Minister himself. By calling for a probe, he thinks he's saving himself. We have had a solar panel scam, a Sarita Nair with Omen Chandy, and in this new scandal, the Chief Minister, unless Chief Minister was directly involved, unless he was giving the patronage, it is not possible for his secretary or even for a minister to give this kind of positions to an individual like Swapna Suresh. Certainly, the Chief Minister will come under the radar of this entire investigation. And this
when the Prime Minister was involved in Rafale, you gave me the same logic.
Well, let me get in Sanjay Hegde, senior counsel, and I want to ask you, I want to show you, Sanjay Hegde, pictures of Swapna Suresh standing in close proximity of the Chief Minister. You know, she is standing, and standing may not be a crime in itself. I'm only saying that if there is a Chief Minister, maybe you and I will find it difficult to cross the, entire quadrant of security around a Chief Minister to get there. She is there, and she is clearly absolutely sensitized, and, the intelligence will have cleared her because she is in touch with the Principal Secretary of the Chief Minister himself. Now, I'm asking you, there are calls that are going to the Chief Minister's office, to the Principal Secretary. He's the one who hires her. And there are calls to senior ministers. This is circumstantial evidence at the moment. I know there is an investigation that is required, but isn't this sensational? That there is a Chief Minister, there is a government, there are ministers who have no idea about a gold smuggling racket of this kind, which may have terror linkages?
Of course, it's sensational. Sensational is whatever the news media determines. Now, this function that you're showing me with a lot of Arabs, I'm also told that Swapna Suresh had something to do with the UAE Chamber of Commerce or something like that in Kerala. From there, she transits onto onto a contractual appointment with the government of Kerala, appointment which seems to be cleared by the secretary. The entire matter is being investigated not by the local police, it is being investigated by the NIA. This controversy about possible terror funding comes out in an NIA filing before the court, before the NIA court where the UAPA was being sought to be invoked. The court asked, what material do you have to invoke the UAPA? So they said that there is a possible link of financing terrorism through gold smuggling. Now, having made that averment, it is for them to substantiate it in court, and let's see whether the court accepts it. Today, you have one circumstance here, another circumstance there, but tying up a circumstantial case beyond all reasonable doubt through a full valid investigation in a manner that stands up in court is a different ballgame altogether.
Shehzad
Let's wait and see how it
Shehzad Poonawalla, God forbid if it was a minister in the BJP government, would this have been the reaction that would have come in from all those who are giving us gyan today?
Navika, some people talk about the gold standard of journalism. This is the gold standard of corruption. And the kind of probe that has been ordered by the Chief Minister, and the principles of natural justice demand that he must step down and not be in a position to influence a probe. that he is ordered by
Absolutely
some
not.
secretary will
Absolutely
inquire
not.
into another
The Prime
secretary,
Minister-
because that's what I heard at your
the Chief
exclusive
Minister-
explosive
the Chief
at 6
Minister is nowhere
o'clock.
involved.
So point,
His
1
name
second,
has
Vivek,
not
I
come
did not
in.
heckle you. Why are you so
I know
nervous,
this
Mr.
is an
Vivek? I
investigation
did not
that's going to
heckle you.
go far, and this is something that Times Now has been investigating. We were the first channel to have the full details of the call detail records and the investigation of the NIA into this. Now the Enforcement Directorate has also filed a case in this entire matter, and truth will come out. But the question is, does the Kerala Chief Minister need to answer a few questions at this point in time? Do ministers in his government have links with this entire case? These are questions that people of Kerala and people of India need to know. Well, there's breaking news coming in. Thanks to Mr. Sanjay Jha appearing on Times Now and questioning the Congress party just a little while ago. He's been suspended from the Congress party. That is the tolerance of the Congress party. Mr. Sanjay Jha has been suspended from the Congress party for appearing on Times Now, and of course for the views he's expressed about talent not being acceptable within the Congress party. That's democracy within the Congress party. That is tolerance within the Congress party. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, you gave a lecture to the media yesterday. Why don't you, once in a while, introspect about your party itself? We leave that question and we'll await that answer from Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on the News Hour. Good night from me, Padmaja Joshi. Up next, don't go away.
The News Hour at 9.